Okay, I've seen this other YouTuber, and whenever you talk about other people, gotta caveat it with, a certain amount of ignorance. Like, I don't know too much about this guy, and I'm mostly just concerned. I just see a human being, and it strikes me as they're in a bad place that's being fueled by the way YouTube works. So this person is Nicardo Avocado, and I came across their videos through other videos mentioning them, and then I went and watched some shorts and some like clips of their videos as I started to get this impression that like something kind of bad was happening. Fairhurton says, yeah, he's a pretty sad case. I mean, I wouldn't want to say that to someone, right? Call them a sad case. Like I said, I'm just concerned for where they're at. It looks to me, on the outside, coming in, learning a few things here and there. I don't know a full story or anything, but it looks to me like this person has developed an eating disorder that's been fueled by YouTube. I mean, like, I was watching different clips and whatnot. There's a video where he's eating and he just starts crying. Like, he's eating all of this kind of disgusting looking food. You know me, I like to eat super healthy, right? I like my salads and cooked meals. Don't eat a lot of junk or fast food. It's not my style. Anyway, it looked like he was eating some pretty like gross fast food or whatever. Just started crying in the middle of it, and some of these clips of him denying his body weight and talking about metabolism from a rather like uninformed perspective, it really just struck me as like a mental health issue that's been fueled by YouTube, because this guy's incredibly successful monetarily, recently brought like a $2.3 million mansion, and if you look at the length of his videos and the views he gets, you can kind of see, alright, yeah, you could, if people are sticking around and watching all of your mukbang videos, I mean, view time is king, or whatever, like that's the big metric to get on YouTube. You get paid for how long people stay on the platform and watch your videos for. Like, it kind of feels like this guy started doing some eating video stuff some time ago, I don't know when, and has just put on so much weight over the years and is now in like a sort of maybe a case of denial about all of this, just putting out these weird statements about how metabolism works, and it's like, no, that's not how it works. Okay, I ain't no college professor on this stuff, right? I'm only telling you this from someone who's been really, really curious, interested in metabolism, diet, wants to learn lots. And from what I understand, metabolism seems to be, for the most part, about how much energy you bring into your body and how much energy you exert based on your lifestyle. Okay, genetics play a role in this, but how much of a role? In my experience, it doesn't seem like a major role. I'm not going to put a number on it, but let's say we were, right? I don't think you can just have genetics that mean, oh, you can just get away with eating 20% more food. I think we're talking marginal stuff here, right? And this guy's talking about his metabolism as if he has to eat lots of food for energy, and it's like when you're putting on weight, you're just eating more than you need to. It's very simple. And it got me thinking about, okay, you've got this destructive behavior on this one individual, but lots of people are watching him too. Who's watching his videos thinking about doing the same thing and taking this information as fact? I'm just so concerned about the whole thing. 4 years ago, he's reasonably fit and actually talked legitimately about nutrition, says Yellow Howd. Well, that I did not know about. If he was fit and healthy and knew his nutritional stuff, that may suggest that he's in more of a sense of denial than I realised, Again, always trying to shine a light on my own ignorance when I talk about someone else. I'm not trying to be the arbiter of truth or anything, just offering my thoughts here, because I'm just concerned. I'm concerned with what this guy is going through, and I'm concerned with people watching him, and, you can take things to extremes, right? You can take your opinions and your views to extremes. And one of them that I saw about this guy was basically saying that it's self-abuse, and that you could say that what he's doing is abusive, or that it's abusive content. And if you want to take all the nuance out and just boil it down to something, I think there is a point there. I wouldn't call it purely abusive, but it does seem really bad that you have these binge eating mukbang videos and seeing this guy kind of destroy his body or his health through the success that getting views on your videos this type does, and it can potentially create bad habits for his audience as well. It's something that seems like, actually, maybe this needs to be addressed. Maybe this is something YouTube should look into, because eating like that in those videos is different. It's different from normal type of diet and how most people eat. There are, of course, professional eaters that are capable of doing this stuff. The thing that I've talked about before with professional eaters and binge eating is that you see a portion of their time. So if you watch someone like Beard Meats Food, is it? Because I've I found myself watching a few of these like mukbang type videos lately, and for me, the thing that they've done for me is actually make me feel less hungry and less appetized by like junk food and big meals, because they so ridiculously big. I kind of look and think, I'd honestly feel really rough after eating that much food. I don't want to do that. But yeah, what they don't tell you, what's kind of different, what's hidden, is that you watch a video, and I say they don't tell you. Some will tell you. Beard Meats Food tells you. This is not something they do every day, right? And when you watch a video, it can be easy to think that like this is what they do every day. You know, if you eat 10,000 calories in a video, you probably spend the next few days, maybe the next week, eating way less food, right? And you make up for those calories. And I don't know, I have had no experience with that kind of eating. I have never done fasting for days, like gone days without food. I've only done intermittent fasting, and I haven't done like big binge eats followed by lots of days without food. So I really can't comment on, just from my own experience, if it's healthy or not. But you know, this is content that's on YouTube's platform and is potentially harmful, I think, because it can just be taken so out of context. You know, someone watching might just start going, oh, you know what, I want to do a mukbang, and it could lead them down a road where they don't understand that, you know, you can't do this without you know, not eating in between, right? In between those videos that you see, there's a lot of calories not being consumed, basically. What is fasting, says Sky Fighter? It is the period between when you eat. And, you know, when you eat, your body goes to work, your metabolism digests the food and turns it into energy or fat, depending on what you've eaten or what your body needs. So fasting is when you don't eat and then you don't activate your metabolism. Your body doesn't go to work digesting. And intermittent fasting is essentially what we all do when we sleep, but it's the act of perhaps prolonging it. So it's like having an early dinner and a late breakfast. So I tend to eat in like at most like an 8-hour window. Usually it's a bit less than that. And I find it really works for me. I find it helps. It makes it easier to stay on top of hunger. I have bigger, more satiating meals. It's something that works for me. I can't recommend it for everyone, but like you can obviously learn about it and then try it yourself. And yeah, these mukbang videos, you know, there's not a lot of pretext to them. There's not a lot of explanation as to, at least the ones I've seen, as to, you know, what goes into being able to eat like that. And this guy kind of seems like a bit of a victim of you know, what it can do to you if you don't do it right, essentially. And I don't know, I'm just generally really concerned. You've made it to the end of the video, so if you'd like to keep listening to my thoughts and opinions, then YouTube reckons that you might like one of these videos. So have a look at the screen, give one of them a click, and thanks for watching.